Welcome to another episode of the Metal Queens podcast. I'm Steve Richards. This is the show where we celebrate the fiercest women in rock and metal. Today we're heading to, well, not quite Nottingham, England, because they're on tour right now as December falls in the U.S. They're in the Midwest as we record this, as December Falls have built their career completely DIY. No major label, no shortcuts, just powerful songs, relentless touring, as they're doing now, and an incredible connection with fans. Their latest singles, Teeth and Anymore, continue the momentum from their latest album, Everything's on Fire, But I'm Fine, showcasing the band's signature emotional intensity, massive hooks, and explosive energy. Joining me today, the incredible voice behind As December Falls, Bethany Curtis. Hello, Bethany. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm great. Yeah, just had some food, settled in the dressing room, ready to rock.
Ready to rock tonight. So first off, how's this tour been going with Black Veil Brides here in the U.S.?
Honestly, incredible. It's always weird being an opening band on a tour because you don't know, one, if there's going to be people there to see you, and two, if they're going to know you or care that you're on stage, basically. But every night the room has been full. People have been screaming, yelling, moshing, getting involved. So it's been a really incredible first tour of the US for us.
Yeah, what's been the reaction to the new songs from Everything's on Fire, But I'm Fine?
Everything's on Fire is going down an absolute treat. We've got the whole room jumping every single night. And we obviously dropped Teeth. I think it was just as we arrived in America that
Yeah.
one dropped. So it was brand new for the tour. We thought it would be perfect for the Black Veil fans because it's a little bit heavier. And yeah, every time we've announced it, every night, people are like, "Oh my God, yes, the new song, let's go."
Yeah, let's start with that. What's the story behind that song?
With Teeth, so essentially, I started Twitch streaming about nearly 2 years ago now. And I did that because I stopped going down to merch at the end of the night and meeting our fans, just because I have the immune system of a 5-year-old. It's awful, and I get sick really quickly. But I felt that lack of connection with the fans because I wasn't going down and meeting them. I wasn't having all these pictures I was usually so involved with. So I started Twitch streaming, which basically gave me a one-way communication with all the fans, and everyone got super involved. It meant that I could chat with them like 3-4 times a week or however often I was streaming. And all of a sudden, a couple of months ago, while we were writing the song, I was like, maybe I've made myself too open, because we as much as I love that Twitch community, it's been absolutely incredible. They all know everything all the time now, and I'm like, oh no, have I made myself too open to the fans? But yeah, so that's what Teeth is about. But yeah.
Take me back to the beginning. How did As December Falls first come together in Nottingham?
First came together. We love this question. It's a great question. So our guitarist Timmy actually knew all of us, but all from different things. So he first met Andy when they were like, I think they were playing in bands together when they were like 15, and they were playing really tiny club venues where like the only people watching were the other people's bands getting involved. So he'd known him for years and years. And then he met our first drummer, Luke, through college. They just knew each other in passing. And then he found me on Facebook because he saw a video of me singing an acoustic song at a pub. And he messaged us all and he was like, look, I'm going to give this one last go. Let's put us all together in a room. Let's see what happens. And I went down and we recorded a cover of Fall Out Boy's Sugar I'm Going Down. And I think the rest just turned into history. We very quickly started writing, and then we asked Andy to write the lead line, and he was adamant that he was not going to join this band because he already had 2 or 3 other music projects going on at the time. And the minute he set down the lead line, we were like, you can't go, you have to stay now. And he was like, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think this is for me. And now Andy has become like the full force manager behind this band who has pushed us all the way to where we are today. So that's how we all met, how we all came together, and now we're all just besties trying to get through life together. So
And what clicked for you with the band, Bethany?
So before I was in the band, I got into the emo scene, like loved Paramore, Blink 182. I was really into A Day to Remember, but I didn't have the means of starting a band. I didn't know other musicians. The only other people I knew were people with like acoustic guitars. And so I kind of got pushed into doing the acoustic scene for a bit. So I was just doing gigs in pubs as and when I could. So when I got this message on Facebook from Timmy saying, "Hi, I want to start a punk band. Let's go ahead." I was like, this is what I've been wanting to do this whole time. So I went down, turned up, and honestly, the first year of me being in As December Falls, it was honestly just me learning to sort of switch my voice from being this airy sort of acoustic sound to actually having that power behind it and being able to front all of these rock songs, because it's a very, very different sound and it's a very different vibe live as well. Like, again, it took a couple of years for me to get comfortable throwing myself around on a stage and just talking to people, yelling at them, being like, "Oh, come on, let's open up the pit." Like, it's a really bold change, but I loved it. And as soon as I got used to it, it definitely felt like the place where I was supposed to be. So
What I love about you guys and a lot of the artists we have here on the Metal Queens podcast is this strong DIY spirit. Was staying independent always part of the vision of this band?
So I think that kind of happened accidentally. So we've always been independent, we've always been scrappy, and each time we have sort of had an offer or had like a label come to us, it's just never seemed right, and there's always been a weird vibe behind it, and they've always been really rubbish deals basically.
Yeah.
So we've carried on and we keep learning how to do each thing ourselves, and each time we learn how to do something else, and each time our fan base grows, we just get that power to ourselves. Like, we own everything is ours. We've built all of this ourselves. Like, we obviously got to number 8 in the UK charts, and we did that on our own, just us and our fan base, because we have that deep connection with them that we have built ourselves. And since then it's got to be in the double digits now of label offers, but they never are right for us. We're not saying never, we're not completely anti-label, but it has to be the right thing that comes our way, and so far it just hasn't been.
You were talking about live streaming earlier. You've involved fans through platforms like Patreon and social
Yes.
media in a way that feels very personal. How has that changed the creative process for you?
I think it's changed it in a great way. So we really started doing that on our album Join the Club, which is the one before Everything's on Fire But I'm Fine. And that one, we literally called it Join the Club because we wanted our fans to feel so involved, and we wanted this huge sense of community, of this like emo club where people could be a part of it. And they voted on like music video color grades, they voted on songs. We had like a couple where we were like, should this song be on the album or this song? And they absolutely loved being involved with that. And we've always been very open with the fans. Like, they know what we're doing at all times. We're very much like, as in, for this album, we accidentally nearly ordered, I think it was like 6,000 vinyl to my house rather than to the actual warehouse where they needed to go to actually be shipped. So we ended up having to push the album back by a week. But they knew that had happened, and they understood why it needed to be pushed back, because they were like, yeah, you can't send out 6,000 vinyls from your house. Like,
yeah,
right. But yeah, so we've always been very open with them, and I think they respect that. They know what we're doing, where we're coming from. They know why we're doing things at all times, and I think that connection is just why we have such a incredible fan base. Like, I'm very biased obviously because they're our fans, but I genuinely believe that we have one of the best fan bases ever. They are so supportive, and when we do things, it's not that we're doing things, it's that all of us are doing it together, and they feel so empowered to get behind us and push us and keep us going. Like, when we got announced for this Black Veil Brides tour, we were inundated with messages being like, "Oh my god, I'm so proud of you guys, you're finally making it over there." And it's just so lovely and such a positive environment to be in. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's got to be a great feeling. We talked about Teeth earlier. I want to ask you about Any More. It feels incredibly relatable lyrically. Was that
Yeah.
song difficult to write from a personal standpoint?
Yes, definitely. Absolutely. So obviously we all go through very hard times, and we've always been a band that pushes the notion of it's okay to feel your feelings, like that's fine. But I'm very pushy towards, yes, we can feel this way, but we're not going to wallow in that sadness. We're not going to wallow in the negativity. We're going to push together. And the fact that we have this community to get us out of it and to push us out there. So that's really what I wanted to do with Anymore. I wanted it to feel kind of like a follow up to our song Therapy, to be like,
Mm.
hey, let's keep going, let's keep moving. It's all fine. And it's just, music is a really good way of just escaping from reality for a little bit, and that's what I think this band is for a lot of people. Like, we don't want people to come to our gigs and feel the pressure of the world on them. We want them to come to our gigs and enjoy the show and be lost in the moment for a couple of hours, because if that helps and if that puts them in a better mindset, then that's exactly why I exist. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm putting these lyrics out to them. That's why our music is there.
And speaking of your gigs, you're going to be playing one in just a little while here tonight. Your live
Yes.
shows are known for being incredibly energetic. What's your mindset when you step onto that stage every night?
Oh my God, so nervous, like
Mm.
terrified. Yeah, everyone is always very surprised. But I don't think I've played a single gig where I haven't been absolutely riddled with nerves beforehand. But the minute I step on the stage, it's like a little switch goes off in my brain and I turn into stage Beth, and I'm suddenly confident and can run around and do high kicks, which if you told me to do a high kick right now, it ain't happening. But on stage with all that adrenaline, for some reason, it's up there. But I'm very grateful for that switch, because if I went on as my usual awkward nerdy self, I don't think the fans would have as good of a time.
I want to talk to you about festivals like Download, Slam Dunk, 2000
Yeah.
Trees. They've become major stops for the band. Do you
Yes.
approach festival crowds differently than club shows?
Ooh, that's a great question, actually. You know what? I'd say yes, because if you're at a club show, it's little things like you're a lot closer to the audience. You can see their reactions, you can see their faces. Festivals, you're a lot further away. There's a lot more going on. There's so much happening in the ether around you. So yeah, probably. I'm trying to think. I think Download, that was a huge moment for us,
Mm.
because before that, I think our biggest show we played was maybe, I don't know, I want to say about 500 cap as a headline for us at that time. And then when we played Download, we were in a 10,000 cap tent, and there were people literally round the outsides trying to push their way in. So it was such a surreal experience for us to do that. But by the end of that show, and this is where the sort of the barrier comes in, I was so like, oh, you know what? I'm so fed up. I need to go and see the crowd. Like, they're so far away. I literally just jumped off the stage on the last song, and I was like, I'm coming in there with you, because I need to have the fun. I need to have the environment and the atmosphere that you guys are getting right now. So I jumped down, went straight in there, and everyone was going absolutely crazy. So
I love it. The alternative rock, pop punk scenes constantly evolving. What excites you most about where this music is heading right now? And what's the scene like in Nottingham?
In Nottingham, you know what? I feel like it was like really, really good, and it was super into the metal scene, and then it changed and went indie. And then recently, because we've been so focused on going to Europe and to America and Australia, we haven't actually been to gigs for a very, very long while in Nottingham, to be honest. And I think I keep venturing out. But we always make sure we stop by when it's like one of our fave bands or one of our pals bands playing in. But the support there is still absolutely legendary. It always will be. Nottingham is just one of those places, and we've got the classic Rock City venue, which is absolutely insane. Like, we've literally been going there. I think my first ever gig was at Rock City. So it's been an absolute crazy experience to then swap and us be headlining there as well. So it's been wild. And I forgot what the first part of your question was.
Just where the music's headed. right now.
Where the music's headed. What, us personally as December Falls?
Yeah, you guys, and then it's the music in general, the alternative rock
Yeah.
scene.
Ah, fab. Well, I find that at the minute, a lot of people are going very like Bad Omens sounding kind of
Yeah.
vibe. And I love that. There's definitely a place for it, but I think us personally as December Falls, we will always be creating a I don't know how to put it. So we're creating songs that we loved when we were growing up. So like people who grew up with like Riot, and all of those classic albums, but we're putting a modern spin on it so that it's like, hey, this is new old music. We're
Yeah.
very nostalgic in
Yep.
that sense. And I think that's why we have I think we're a very unique band in that sense because we have such a unique sound that people relate to because they're like, hey, this sounds like the stuff that I listened to when I was 14 and now I'm late 20s and it's still hitting. So that's why I think we're quite unique. So I think there's always going to be a place for As December Falls in the music scene.
When you are not making music, Bethany, what helps you disconnect and recharge?
Oh my goodness, so many things. I am a cozy girly normally. So like I do a lot of coloring, a lot of
Hmm.
gaming, a lot of yoga. I love doing yoga, a bit of grounding exercises. But yeah, honestly, anything cozy, lots of crafting, things like that.
And what is next for as December falls? You've got some more tour dates on this tour with Black Veil Brides, and then what's for the rest of the year? What's the plan?
Well, the rest of the year, to be honest, we've got quite an open summer. So we've got the rest of these dates with Black Veil Brides, and then we've got 4 shows, which are our UK B market shows. So they're
Yeah.
really tiny venues, really intimate. And I'm very excited. So we've got 4 of those over the summer. And then we have a big gap until September when we are going on tour with Dance Gavin Dance around Europe. Yeah, so that's going to be really fun. It's going to be great to get out there. We may also have a couple more headline announcements on the way, but I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that yet. So I'm just gonna hush hush on that
Yes,
one.
make sure you follow them on social for updates on that. But it sounds like
Yes,
there's going to be more coming, more tour dates as well. Bethany
yeah,
from as December falls.
yes, and we're very very terrible at keeping secrets. So all you got to do is join our Patreon or be part of a Twitch stream, and you'll find out everything. So.
And be sure to check out their latest singles, Teeth, Anymore, and of course the full album. Everything's on fire, but I'm on fine. It is available now. It's awesome. Follow them on social. Catch them live too. If you're in the U.S. watching this, they've still got some more dates here over the next week or
Yes.
so. So definitely check them out with Black Veil Brides. Bethany, thanks for joining me.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me. It's been lovely chatting.
Yeah, same here. And don't forget to subscribe to the Metal Queens podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Steve Richards. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again next time.